Okay, okay, Tov, welcome. And Samach Aleph Amud Beis. We did a couple of, we started the sugya, but maybe we can start again. So this is about Taman, which was quoted many times. And here's the Mishnah: Amalek is a god Shvoyu Bakalim, the Dolku. Aviyu Omer Mishal Kol Masha B'Soicha, V'Chachamim Omer Ein Mishalim Mela Gadish Shalchitin Shal Sorim. That someone lit a gadish, he burned down a gadish, a pile of wheat, and there were kalim inside. Is chai for the kalim? That's what's called taman. The Mishnah doesn't call it taman. I see. The Gemara calls it taman. So Abuda says that there's no ptor, and therefore he has to pay for the taman also. The Chachamim say, the other has to pay for the gadish. The Gemara it sounds the Mishnah also like that, but the Gemara is going to explain also the brisa that he pays for the volume, even though the kalim inside took up space, and he's not chayiv on the taman. He's not chayiv on the kalim, but he is chayiv for the space that would have taken up the chitim. If he has a pile of chitim, so that volume, as if it would all be chitim, he pays for. He pays for the kalim that's inside, as if it would have been chitim. It sounds like that in the Mishnah also. The Gemara is going to say several favors. Then comes a part of the Mishnah I don't know why. Takua, it's not the subject at all. To continue speaking, it could be that it was a later Mishnah. This is it. It's a side point now. That if the Eved and the Gedi got burnt, but the Eved was not tied up and he could have run away, and he didn't, so then the one who made the fire is not Chayiv Misa, and therefore there's no p'tur of Kam Levi Rabbi, so he's Chayiv for the Gedi. But Eved Kafaslo, Gedi Samachlov, and Nisafim Potter, if the Eved was tied up and he couldn't run away, so there is a Chayiv of Misa for killing the Eved, and his Kam Levi Rabbi is not Chayiv for the Gedi. They talk about samuch, and even if it would have been kafus, there's no difference. Maybe there's no difference on the day if it's samuch or kafus, only by the eved. And we spoke about, I think, Aga, we spoke about yesterday about Tesha Masham Chitzav. There could be the chi of Misa for killing with a fire is only
Okay.
the eved. And you have to say the Mishnah is talking about after that he ignited the eved mamish.
Okay.
And Mishnah continues back to Tomon.
What daf are you on? Excuse me, I'm sorry. What daf? I came in late.
Samach Aleph Amud Beis. That was just recapping what we did yesterday. So we went back to the Mishnah. We'll read the Gemara a bit quicker than yesterday, and then we'll get to the bottom where we're up to. So this is the Mishnah on Samach Aleph Amud Beis. Modem Chachamim Rabbi Yehuda, but Madlik es Habira, Shu Mishalem Kol Mashachah Shekein Derech Bnei Adam Laniach Bebatim. The Pashut of the Mishnah would seem in the Mishnah's class we would think that it says that even the Chachamim that say Talmud is potter, it's on something which is not normal to be there, or something which is normal to be there. For instance, a house. You have all kinds of things inside the house. So he can't say he didn't see the house. He does saw the house out. I didn't see what's inside the house. He does saw the house. So he shouldn't be chayiv on all the contents of the house. He says no, that everything in the house is normal to be there, and therefore it's not full Talmud. That'll be the Pashup Shot. It doesn't seem the Gemara is going to say that, but that's what the Mishnah would say. Amar Bava Kamma, machlokis v'madlik b'sof shelo v'olcha v'ochla b'sof shel chaveira. The machlokes, if there's a p'tor of Talmud, is only if he lit in his own domain, which l'chor means also Rishus Harabah, maybe I think. But if it will be in the contrast, it's going to be he lit inside the victim's domain. There's going to be a difference. The machlokes is when he lit in his own domain, and then the fire traveled and it consumed something in the fellow man's property. The machlokes against the p'tor of Talmud. And that's called Abuda Machayev Vaniskei Talmud Beish Rabbanim Patri. So that's where the Gemara calls it the word Talmud. Here you have the word Talmud. The Mishnah didn't say that. That's the machlokes, fine. But if kind of come to me mechadish, have a madlik b'soshel chaveiro, debriyakom b'sham kol masha b'sochel. But if he made the fire in his friend's domain, he went with the torch and he lit the fellow man's domain, then there's no p'tor of Talmud. There's no p'tor of Talmud, period. How does he know that? I don't know. And it doesn't seem that has to do with anything about Meshachitzav, and that doesn't seem to be the issue over here, so I don't know. It's more direct. It's something more direct. Rashi says, that's Rashi over here. The first Rashi in the Gemara. It's as if he did it. Actually destroyed it, and it was not called Eish. I'm not sure where we're coming from. And the Gemara doesn't even right to it either. The Bava Kamma doesn't read it into the Mishnah. He doesn't read it into the Mishnah. He just says that's kacha. That's the way it is. Baba is asking a kasha on that. Yesterday I said Rashi's pshat, and the next Gemara. Maybe it's a bit easier without Rashi. I'll just say the words first. Amalei Rav Yachya Ritani Sefer Mod Mecham Rabbi Yehuda v'Madlik Esabira Shemesham Kol Masha B'Socha Shekein Derech Ben Adam Laniach B'Batim. Well, that's the Mishnah. That's the Sefer of the Mishnah. The Chachamim agreed there's no p'tor of Talmud on that, on the contents of a house, because everything is normal to put inside a house. He could have kept to the same issue that we're talking about till now, and not go into the bira with no things that are normal. He should have said, "I'll give you another case." You say this is the case. Things that are normal, he says, that's not called taman. He could have said, even in a case which is not normal, there's also no ptor of taman. He could have said, only if he lit the fire in his own property. If he lit the victim's property, so then there's no ptor. Means the Mishnah is trying to saying that Chachamim sometimes are moda that it's no ptor of taman. And it said a case where it's something normal to be there. It could have said another case where you're chayiv and there's no ptor of taman if you lit the victim's property. That's what the Gemara could have read simple. The Gemara reads like that. Rashi puts in a point that the madlik es habira is mashma that he ignited the bira itself. And the Gemara's kash is, why do you have to say the ptor is the Michiyav is because it's normal to be there, even if it's not, you're saying even if it's not normal to be there, you're saying there's no ptor of taman.